to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me alone for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
I miss you too,
and I'm
Ernie.
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, for the Bucks, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. After a brisk off-season, it's finally upon us, fellas.
What's that?
Opening night.
Oh,
in
tonight's
the
opening
NBA.
night?
Hey,
Oh, those are preseason
games. Shaq, your thoughts on how important it is for a team to get off to a fast start?
Well, early wins gives you confidence.
Oh, do they ever?
Makes you more intimidating to play
Oh,
against.
does it ever?
I'm so excited. I miss you guys or something.
Oh, I know. What
I'm
have
happy
you
to
been
be
doing?
here. I went to China about 59 times.
Yeah.
I went to Cancun 72 times.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the North Pole twice.
Oh, wow.
Wow, how's
so
that?
a pretty uneventful summer for you.
It was bad. I was looking for Santa. I couldn't find it.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to. The fans, the local media, everyone is excited. And I just am excited to be here, start of the season, and you don't want to start slow. You don't want to have any rough patches early on.
What'd you do this summer?
I went fishing.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Catch
sea
anything?
fishing. Yes, I did. I went to Dubai and went deep sea fishing.
Wow. Awesome. So you were traveling all over the place? You go deep sea fishing?
What'd you do?
I cut the grass. It was awesome. Oh, that wraps it up. Let's go for it, sir.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. It's East versus West here in Milwaukee. Bucks hope to put on a show for this home crowd. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Early in the regular season here, some teams off and running, but Brent, if you've had a talented roster that's not coming together yet, what steps do you take to try to get that compass pointed in the right direction?
Well, I guess it depends on the players that you're looking at, Kevin. If you've made a move in the offseason with a veteran guy who you thought was going to do A, B, and C, and you only see him do A, then maybe you got to think about the lineup needs some tinkering. Well, if it's younger guys and still guys who are trying to develop, and now you're asking them to expand their games, I think you got to err on the side of being patient to see what might transpire over the course of the entirety of the season.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Thunder 5 right now. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the 3 spot.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. George picks him up, and there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul. Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. Double team on Parker. Here's Antetokounmpo. Kept alive.
Trust me, big guys hate playing against Steven Adams. He's a nuisance on the defensive end, and that time changed the shot.
Robertson can't hit.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
They set the pick. Middleton dishes to Parker. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Very difficult to imagine it'll be much different this season. These teams still appear to be very closely matched, each with talent to be competitive, but not necessarily elite.
Westbrook kicks to George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo for 3. Middleton. It's hauled in by Adams.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react. And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
Now, here's Maker. Another miss by Middleton.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Westbrook. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Milwaukee's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Rocked in the pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Maker. Nails the baby hook.
I do so enjoy watching a bounce pass executed that perfectly.
13 feet away. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Adams.
And that's just shaking my head moments right there. Westbrook, as fast as he is, can stop on a dime, rise up, and the defender's helpless.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here's Brogdon. Parker outside from downtown. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. George, that's a 2-pointer. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
From the corner. And it's George again missing. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. And it's blocked.
Iverson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
This is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you.
And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
Well, he entered the league as a great free throw shooter. Westbrook now gets there a ton.
Bucks passing it around. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one's on Anthony. Last season, Malcolm Brogdon, one of the bigger surprises out of the rookie class.
Well, Malcolm Brogdon ends up becoming the Rookie of the Year as a second-round draft choice. Amazing to see how comfortable he played through stretches of the Milwaukee Bucks season last year. A good passer, never seemingly getting himself out of control, Kevin. That's some good heady stuff from a rookie.
Now, here's Brogdon. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. So it's the Bucks now. The Thunder making the shot. Here's Antetokounmpo, and that one goes long. George against Antetokounmpo, and it's George missing. Bucks trail by 6. They double him with George. Middleton outside. Maker, no one around him. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Maker's got 5 points so far.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And some changes here for the Bucks. Monroe comes in for Thon Maker. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brogdon. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Oklahoma City. Now here is Dellavedova. Defense is right there. George against Antetokounmpo. And George kicks to Adams. Shoots over Monroe. Adams' shot is off. Bucks trail by 5. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Love the work ethic that time from Antetokounmpo. Amazing at using his size down there low.
Adams' shot is good. Dellavedova with the ball. There's the double team with Westbrook. The baseline J. Paul George grabs the miss.
They just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
And it's Westbrook missing. Milwaukee's gone 4 of 6 from long range here early on. Dellavedova from outside. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Thunder.
And a shot they haven't been looking for very much is that corner three. And when they have, he's been quick to kind of close out and deny it, and they've had to get their points from elsewhere.
Here's Middleton. There's the double team with Grant. Monroe dishes to Middleton. That's tipped. Over to the left wing. Screen by Monroe. 5 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Snell, that's good.
Well, a big reason why Dellavedova is out there is because he can see who's available.
And that one's good, Kristen.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And here we go with Adams running it up the court. Finished off the break. And now it's an 8-point Thunder lead.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And again, Oklahoma City running the court in transition. Grant, that's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
With Dellavedova on the team, he just seems, Brent, to be the perfect fit with the rest of the roster.
Well, Dellavedova the year before, Kevin, had one of the best catch-and-shoot percentages in the NBA. So if Giannis is getting any kind of added attention out there on the perimeter, having Delly spotted up, able to shoot the three, that helps out your offense a bit.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Bucks trail by 11. Out to the right wing. Nobody near Parker. And again, the Bucks miss. Here's Patterson, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
The Bucks shooting looking a little out of sorts early, 37%. Monroe kicks to Parker. Patterson bringing the double. Middleton outside. Three-pointer, Dellavedova. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Patterson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Thunder lead by 14.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And that's how you set up your teammates, done with a little bit of flair.
The Bucks shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
And it goes down 2 points. Patterson's got his second basket of the night.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly... That's a great dunk!
Freakish.
Man overboard.
Wow.
Man, Jeremy Grant is one of those guys that's capable of highlight dunks on a nightly basis. That time, vicious finish.
There's the double team with Grant. Snell from outside. That shot is off. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, seeing Jeremy Grant at his size getting out on the break in full sprint, collecting and finishing.
Middleton the pass to Dellavedova. Here's Parker. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
There's the double team with Grant. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Well, there are good fouls And then there's those fouls. That's not a good one. Limits himself on defense, and he can't nearly be as physical for the rest of the period.
Brogdon, he's checked in for the Bucks. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Robertson's checked in. Hits it from three-point range. Brogdon's got 8.
Yeah, that's unselfish play there from Greg Monroe, keeping his head up to spot the open man.
Brent, coming down the stretch of a tie game, some coaches like to substitute for offense and defense. Others don't. What would be your preference if you were coaching?
I think the idea has to totally do with matchups, Kevin. You're looking out on the floor. If all of a sudden the guy you want with the ball has a mismatch or an advantage, I'm going to stay away from any sort of timeout to give a coach 60 seconds to talk about something that he could probably shut down. I might not be able to be as creative as what's just happened in the flow of the game, and I'll trust my player to make the right play for me at that time.
Stolen by Grant. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Makers checked in for Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Anthony's checked in for Alex Abrinas. For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
And again, the Bucks miss.
Well, I like the shot selection. I don't like the shot result. Won't happen much.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, also like the adjustments that they've made. Each time they're defended a little bit differently, they seem to have the answer for it.
Stolen by Grant. That's tipped. Brogdon kicks to Monroe. Pass to Snell. Can they get it? It's blocked. Pushing it up. Here's Christon. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In third, the Thunder.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Well, Greg, the Bucks can be a fearsome defense when things are clicking.
And the Bucks will do it with several approaches. I mean, great numbers in terms of steals and blocks. They force a lot of turnovers with their pressure and ball hawking skill. It's just a matter of when the offense can catch up to the defense.
Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. You know, watching Giannis and how he's able to score out there, he isn't really a consistent shooter from deep.
Well, I think what's fascinating, Kevin, is that he's dominating the game from basically around 16 feet into the rim. And with that kind of length, that's basically one step around the defender, and all of a sudden he's a threat to score or do some damage with the pass.
There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game. Brogdon kicks to Antetokounmpo. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Stolen by Grant.
Well, you've got to value the possession. They've given up 6 points off of turnovers this quarter alone. Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Now defended by Grant. There's the double team with Grant.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his third foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down. Another remarkable thing to me about Giannis is the way that he's improved so quickly and solidified the fundamental part of the game. Giannis didn't grow up playing basketball. We've heard that story before, but jumping from the Greek second division to the NBA, what a gigantic difference of competition, and he's risen to the level.
Milwaukee's gone 6 of 14 with the three ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And the basket by Maker.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And with Giannis' background is really something incredible. Very modest beginnings. But Brett, he's put in a lot of work to make sure he's a basketball success.
There are some players, Kevin, who just understand what it takes to be in the NBA, and Giannis is one of them. But what he's done, Kevin, is he's realized his potential. He sees what's out there, and he wants to maximize it all. And every year he's taking a leap, and those leaps seem to be bounds.
Here's Anthony. Nails the 16-footer.
And usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Brogdon kicks to Monroe, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got 3 assists now in this one. And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
Thon Maker is one of the most intriguing players on this roster, without a doubt. As if they didn't have enough length already. Put the stretch. This guy puts the stretch in the term stretch 4. And interesting last year how Jason Kidd went to him during critical moments of their playoff series. So look out for Thon Maker to make some impact this year.
And Brent, as you said with Maker, he is a player who this team hopes to develop into a weapon in the post floor.
It was amazing last year because he played just about 25 games before the All-Star break kicked in. And then all of a sudden, the minutes went up, the production went up, the confidence went up. People are thinking that Thon Maker is going to be a vital part to what the Bucks do in the future.
George is checked in for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook comes in for Kristaps. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Grant.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
For 3, Westbrook. Rebounded by the Bucks. Fast break, Milwaukee. In the corner, Snell with it. From deep. Thunder with the rebound. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
He sunk that 3 in the first, but's yet to make another one. I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Pass to Brogdon. And the double up on Antetokounmpo. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Oh, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Anthony, that's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
And the dunk by Maker.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
Here's George, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's on Thon Maker. Hey, Brent, we know that speed is at a premium these days, but so are analytics. Talk about some of the guys who are both quick and extremely efficient.
I think about a couple guys at the point guard position because that's normally you say quick, that's where your head goes, Kevin. So Isaiah Thomas is one of those guys that is just a blur. Once he crosses half court, he's going to counterpunch you in some way. And then Steph Curry in Golden State, you have to come out to 30 feet to guard what Steph's going to do. But there are also guys who are deceptive with their quickness and the way that C.J. McCollum manipulates a pick-and-roll set and gets himself into the mid-range. Those guys are pretty good at what they do, exercising that quickness along with efficiency.
The shot that time, not on target. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Here's George, and there's the big-time jam, and he slams it right over Maker.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Middleton against George. And Middleton kicks to Brogdon. Monroe sets a screen for Brogdon. Back to Middleton. Fires the three. Another miss by Middleton.
And a tough game for the guys around him, mainly because his shot's been hit and miss.
Good on the bucket. And it's 8 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Melo showing some muscle. Impressive right there with that physical finish.
It's stolen by Anthony. Oh, and a fast break for...
That just happened.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Milwaukee has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. They double him with George. It's tipped, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Russell Westbrook third.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Jabari Parker comes in for Thon Maker, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brogdon. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
And the Bucks miss again. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter. So,
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
The Bucks shooting around 40% from the floor here. Dellavedova dishes to Monroe. And the pass to Antetokounmpo. That one's off, still out of sync.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
They get the rebound. Adams' shot is good. Adams has got 12 in the game.
You know, a big guy with a motor is such a luxury in this league. Adams right there showing up big on the offensive glass, and then he converts.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. To the inside, Monroe. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 assists tonight. Westbrook drives in and finished off by Westbrook.
Now, it's funny when Russell slows down, he gets a little more crafty with his moves and his pacing, leaving the defense right there helpless.
And it's Dellavedova missing. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. And so it's Oklahoma City way out in front. Their lead at 38 points as we close out the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated, and now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the buildings of downtown reflecting off the gentle waters of beautiful Lake Michigan. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Jeremy Grant, what a contribution.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. The Thunder's shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. And a big story for the Bucks team is that they are slated to play their last season here at the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And then starting in 2018, they'll be playing next door at what should be a beautiful complex.
Yeah, and it was part of the plan to keep the Bucks happy and playing here in Milwaukee. Goal is to have the venue act as a new centerpiece for the downtown district, and it seems like a fantastic place to build a state-of-the-art NBA arena.
All the big bucks up front, Giannis, Parker, and Maker. Brogdon and Middleton are the guard tandem. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Jason Kidd.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
The Thunder have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's Roberson. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And taking a look now at the stats for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Coming off a terrific season. He was around 23 points a game last year, 8 rebounds and 5 assists. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome. They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
The shot by Brogdon wide open. Offline with his 3. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. George, that's a 2-pointer. That doesn't go either for George.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yep, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. They double him with George. George against Middleton. That's tipped. Double team on Parker. Clock at 6. Down low. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. He's coming off an excellent season. Tops in scoring, 3rd in assists, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him, and you can't even really contain him. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Thunder.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Middleton for 3. It's hauled in by George.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Over Middleton. A nice shot by George. George has got 4 this quarter.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Middleton on the wing. Another miss by Middleton.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting. Well, if you look at Andre Roberson's stats, you would wonder why he gets so much playing time. Not a great scorer, gets a ton of minutes, and I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City.
Out left to the wing, looking to end the drought. Maker misses. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
Tony Snell's checked in for Antetokounmpo. The Thunder also changing it up. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Anthem. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Russell Westbrook. The three-pointer is right on target. 9 points for Chris Middleton. And you look at Robertson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
Well, he's a great wing defender and so many great offensive weapons at the 2 and 3 spot in the conference, the Western Conference, that he is familiar with. He does a great job of going out on a nightly basis and doing what he does best. That's playing defense for his ball club.
On the wing, George, covered by Parker. Chalk up 2 there.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
They double him with George. Stolen by George. All alone, and George with the stuff.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. And it's Parker in the corner. Offensive rebound.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
Well, there are numerous ways to build a lead, but owning the glass may be one of the best.
And guys, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for. You've got to appreciate a reverse jam like that.
Greg, those kinds of dunks are how reputations are built.
Yes.
And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. A different look for Milwaukee. Monroe's checked in for Maker, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Malcolm Brogdon. The Thunder also changing it up. Patterson, he's checked in for George, and Abrinas subbed in for Andre Robertson. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on a 14-3 run right now. And for Milwaukee, their shooting struggle is apparent. 37% from the field. Snell kicks to Dellavedova. Screen by Monroe. Dellavedova, the pass to Monroe. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Adams. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
He really takes off. Just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
Patterson's gotten everything to drop so far, shooting 4 of 4. And stolen by Patterson. Lays it up and banks it in. Patterson's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Snell. He's got 5.
I mean, these giveaways aren't doing them any favors on the scoreboard.
Chalk up 2 there. Kristen's got 7 points in the game.
Man, has this offense been running? I'm just getting tired of watching them.
Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there. Last season, Greg Monroe made the transition to being a bench player for this squad. And even though he was a career starter, I think he relished the opportunity to come off the bench and impact the game, playing from the elbows and making plays for his teammates. So a great job by him in accepting his role.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Here's Patterson. Off the left rim and out. The Bucks shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. Now here is Dellavedova. He's guarded closely. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. And that'll be his third foul so far. And when Monroe moved to coming off the bench, Brent, it actually suited his play style a little bit more.
Seemed to just make a lot of sense for the Bucks last year to have Monroe come in and play a bit of point forward from both the block and the elbow. He gives you a scoring option, he gives you a rebounder, and he helps slow the pace of the game.
Here's Patterson, and off the front iron, and in it goes. He's got 13.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Inside, stolen by Grant. Here's Abrinas, defended by Middleton. Abrinas with a bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Dellavedova kicks to Monroe. Top of the key, Snell. Dellavedova from outside. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Yeah, I'm a little bit exhausted here trying to keep up with these guys, and I'm just watching. And they always attempt to wear you out.
Monroe dishes to Snell. Patterson bringing the double. Middleton outside. And here is Dellavedova. 4 on the shot clock. Parker outside. Here's the 3. Tips it up to the right side. Out to the wing. Takes the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Parker's got a pair of 3s now here in the third for the Bucks.
Now the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
The Thunder have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. That one is no good. And for Milwaukee, their shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, Monroe right now agreeing with these second chance opportunities.
Shot from the wing. Misses off the right iron. Here's Antetokounmpo. No good. And so it's Oklahoma City with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be back with you shortly. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We've done a great job moving the ball. Let's keep the ball moving, extra pass, attack, pass, and play, okay?
Billy Donovan enjoying the activity his team is showing, the motion of his offense, just wants to see more of it.
Yeah, they're working together well. The key now is to try to do it consistently throughout the rest of this evening.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Houston is out there with Kyle Singler. Then there's Nick Collison. Then there's Felton. And it's Abrinas in at the 2. Taken away by Felton. Rebounded by the Bucks. So, Brent, certain players are known for getting into people's heads. Who is a guy you played against that really challenged your mental toughness?
I'll give you two examples, Kevin. As an opponent, I would tell you that Vernon Maxwell was one of the less cerebral and more in-your-face aggressive players that I ever faced as an opponent. But on the flip side of that, Kevin, there were guys I played with that sometimes would challenge you mentally. In particular, one Gary Payton in Seattle. Always interesting to see how he approached the game, and sometimes even his own teammates.
But you always welcome the challenge, I'm sure.
Well, I take it head on. I mean, that's what guys do. They're paid to compete.
And it's not the half-court D that's been the problem. It's scores like that which are killing them.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's tightly guarded. The wide open look here for Terry. Drops one in from the wing. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Got that one up quick.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. A Brent for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years. In some cases, it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players. Maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Unhindered, going all the way.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. On defense, the Thunder. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Teletovic with a screen on Collison. Here's Vaughn, and it's blocked. They recover it. Terry, nice shot from the wing. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
A Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see the court widened out at some point, whether it's the lane or even the boundaries widen?
That's a great question, Kevin. I often thought that the league should widen the court to the point where the 23-9 three-point line should be an exact semicircle.
Is the same, yes.
Which would extend the court another couple feet on each end and create more space, more driving opportunities, more room to watch the greatest athletes in the world do what they do best. That's run, jump, pass, and entertain us. So maybe the league looks at it. Right now, I don't think there's any plans for it, but it's a great question. Man, that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance. When the Bucks ownership changed just a few years back, you could feel that there was a change for the direction of this basketball club, and they're much more focused on building from the draft, taking a lot of young players that have tremendous potential and seeing where they can go. They're doing everything they can to make this a great free agent destination. The new arena will help that.
Thon Maker's checked in for the Bucks. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second goal.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best to move on to the next play.
Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Wilson. Houston can't get it to go. The Bucks have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. The shot by Brogdon, no good. And here are the Thunder now. They're on an 18-4 run right now. And finished off by Collison.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
The Bucks shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Brogdon kicks to Vaughn. Singler brings the double team. Teletovic the screen. Shot clock at 5. Poke loose. Maker passes to Teletovic. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Teletovic can score, we know, from the three-point line, but nice to see him in the mid-range. Good form.
Count that bucket. 6 points for Collison.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Pass to Vaughn. Tries a 3, but they'll get another chance. Kicks it to Maker. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. He gets it in there.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Here's Singler, and he's on the money with his first shot today.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Bucks shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Vaughn kicks to Maker. For 3, Brogdon. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. To the middle, here's Collison. Makes it off the glass.
Assist from Alex Rodriguez.
Now Terry. Passes it to Brogdon. To the left wing. And so the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last. A different look for Milwaukee. Tony Snell comes in for a shot. Vaughn. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Jason Terry. And then for Oklahoma City, Patterson, he's checked in for Josh Eustace. Jeremy Grant comes in for Kyle Singler. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Raymond Felton. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Grant's playing with a great edge on the defensive end. Looks to poke that one away, and he comes up with a steal.
Now here is Dellavedova. Tipped away. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Brogdon against Patterson. They set the screen. 6 on the shot clock.
And the shooting percentage, it's taken a dip in this second half.
That's tipped. Fast break, Milwaukee. Brogdon kicks to Snell. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Patterson. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Milwaukee gets called for the foul. Brent, it's amazing how the three-point shot has evolved and how much it's being used. And some teams now, almost entirely perimeter-based. That three-point shot is the first thing out of their mouth. Can you see a team winning a championship that way?
I saw teams win championships. That's the Warriors and the Cavs. If you look at what they did from the three-point line and the type of damage they did, Kevin, that absolutely was a huge reason why they were championship contenders. You could even look at teams that are qualifying for the playoffs as usually 6 or 7 teams that are in each conference. Of those 8, Kevin, are proficient three-point shooting teams.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. .152 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Abrinas. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. And the first one drops.
Always take time to think about Jason Kidd and his career, having played against him in high school in the Bay Area in Oakland as he was a star of St. Joseph's. There's no question that back then he had the acumen and the intellect to be a coach. Was always that on the floor during his career, and doing it now in Milwaukee.
Here's Vaughn. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
This is a game where the defense, Steele specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created possessions for them, scoring opportunities, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory here tonight.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And the Bucks, they're shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. And as you said, Brent, Kidd, one of the great minds in the game, and was a coach on the floor long before he was a coach on the sideline.
I think it's interesting for Jason Kidd and where he is now, because all these young players need experience to get smarter. And Jason is so smart. So I think he's waiting for a time where all of that intellect can catch up, and then everybody can be on the same page.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're up. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
These fans have been stunned by his performance. Of all the players they thought might do the most damage against him tonight, his name was not high on that list. It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential they put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
This is a huge part of Dellavedova's game, draining spot-up jump shots.
Patterson, that's good.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
Tonight they have stuck with what they do well, handling all the exterior pressure, and they're likely to come out on top here.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. And the Bucks making a change here. Wilson's checked in. .40 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Vaughn kicks to Dellavedova. He tries for three. Maker misses. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they've put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Dellavedova, the pass to Wilson. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That will get him his fourth foul of the game. Over in the corner, Dellavedova. That one off the back iron and out.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down, we'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time.